There's something really interesting about the Imagine an Order, which I just recently learned. Though suspected it before, it has been confirmed that they are the daughters of Geno, and probably few of his many daughters. Geno modified them before they were born. He's trying to create the perfect civilization. He let the Omniverse be their playground for a bit, but then put them in the loop, and bet that they would be the first to escape, but they weren't. So they were stuck in the loop, while Geno continued to modify more of his children to create the perfect being. But there are some people who could have some very strong connections to this. You probably know the Elementals, Ice King and Ice Queen, Fire King, and the Cube Queen and Cube King, also known as the Origin. There are also a few others that I think have a connection to this, but that's for another video. You may have noticed that the last reality is a very powerful civilization. Just, if they were perfect, they would be exactly what Geno is looking for. Considering their destruction of the Omniverse, I don't think he'd be too happy about how it turned out. I have discussed before how the last reality could be modifying their soldiers for maximum destruction. Though, you're probably wondering why I bring all of this up. I'm saying that Geno or the sisters created the Elementals to find the perfect civilization. Geno knew that some of the most important factors when it comes to perfection are balance and order. Let me explain. The Ice King fights for order. The Fire King fights for balance. Neither of them are correct. The Imagine Order knew this all along. Let's take a trip back to Chapter 1, Season 5. There were enforcers trying to fix the anomalies caused by the rift. They had the description of, balance and order must be restored. These enforcers are a part of IO, and were likely an early version of the guards we see today. Even though I don't like bringing it up because it's very complicated, I would like to show you these elemental paintings in the sanctuary. There are symbols on each of these assigning them to balance and order. Order and its balance. Order and its balance. Yeah, this is where it gets complicated. This is why I don't talk about them. But that might just be it. The elementals were too complicated, and far from perfect. And clearly, Geno doesn't know his odds and even, because if you find balance so important, you would know that 5 is an odd number. No wonder this one has balance and order. Well, obviously he figured out its faults, because guess what else he made? The Imagine Order. Yeah, let me just imagine another element. Alright, so what's this new element? We're asking the dumb questions. What are the elements in the first place? I have concluded that the elements were light, dark, fire, water, and earth. With the Imagine Order, you add air onto that. Their symbols are something like this. The left side is order, and the right side is balance. I'm not saying that the Imagine Order has the same form of monarchy as the Elementals. It seems more like they just revolve around one element per faction. We usually see Sloane's faction use light powers, and the Spire cult use dark powers. Also, just look at this. Even in the simplest ways, we see elements compare and contrast on this. Water and air, Ice Storm. And my favorite on here, Dark and Earth, which we have seen so many times. I don't know if I'm becoming the anti-hero, but I will say, Geno's a genius. I haven't even finished talking about how Geno created the elementals, or even someone close to Geno. Take one look at this and we can already see some connections. 5 people, 5 elements, even if there would be 10 monarchs. And then 2 godlike beings. Seem familiar? The sisters, or possibly Geno, and an unknown being. They created the first Imagined Order, the Elementals. They were the start of a perfect ideology. Though the Elementals were far from perfect, they were the start of it all. The Elementals are fascinating, especially the last reality, and this new discovery could even imply some darker lore for the Cube Queen's motives. But that's for another video, since I haven't posted for a hot minute. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you want to see that video when it comes out. And if you have any opinions on this, go ahead and comment them down below. Anyways, have a pie, and goodbye.